So what you guys are doing, those like little sprints, maybe Ben knows this too, like interval training is usually where you get your most effective, training. And of course, when do you guys get fast? During a workout or after? It's during recovery, right? So it's like having a good recovery is almost as important as your workout. But so, I'm sure you guys get good rest. You don't stay up all night playing video games and getting up 2 hours later, right? So, make sure you get a good 7 to 8 hours of sleep, please. Take a nap if you don't think you're getting that much at night. Try to go for balance in your meals. You don't have to go crazy. You can still have desserts and stuff like that, but try to get some clean protein like fish and chicken. That's always good. That's easily digestible. Steak, as long as it's not too much hamburger, French fries, but a little bit's okay.
What if hamburgers and French fries are only option?
Yeah. Well, then.
Patty up.
Yeah. Go for it. Just have to work out a little harder.
My coconut is not patty up.
There's some water after that. For real, it's like my seed.
So as you guys get your base, like Ben knows this, like usually you don't want to start interval too much until you get a base of a few hours. In your case, you got a good 10 hours in, so you probably kind of starting to have that base where you can start looking at some intervals. Maybe instead of doing maybe just 3 or 4 intervals in a workout, maybe we can start working up to 10 or 15 or even 20. And then what you do is in between those intervals, you can back down to like 60%, like a fairly easy pace. But that contrast between easy and hard is your body really responds in your recovery phase and starts building muscle. But we found that out maybe the hard way in our marathon canoe racing, is we used to go put in 2 hours a day training, and we would just try to go as hard as we could. And then we learned about interval training, and we could paddle like 4 times a week. But as long as we had in two of those days were intervals, we would be as fast or faster than when we trained twice as many hours. So that's pretty much the train of thought. Is as long as you've got a good base in, your interval training is probably what gets you the most practice for a race. Because even though you guys might have a 6 or 7 hour day, practicing for 6 or 7 hours straight doesn't necessarily get you ready for that. It turns out it's better to paddle a bunch of 2 hour days with intervals. That'll get you better ready for a 6 hour day than just going out and paddling for 6 hours. So you kind of keep that in mind when build up to that. So that interval you did right there is really good. We might end up doing like a pyramid, which is like 30-second sprint, and then you rest for 30 seconds, a minute sprint, rest for a minute, minute and a half, rest sprint up to about 3 minutes, and then you go back down. Now that's pretty brutal, but maybe in the next week we can pick it up like that.
3, 2, 1, switch. Oh, thanks, Holland. Took a splash. That was great. I like your getting dry. Tunnel?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know about it.
There's this tunnel in it.
Oh. No, certainly not. That's how I am. I don't live like this one. You live. No, great. Tell me about it.
So how do you feel with the steering, Nicole? It seems like
Good.
you're getting better and better. It's like I haven't really seen for a long time where you have to do like a big correction. You're doing good with your minor corrections. That's how you want to do it. And the fact that you can get a couple of strokes in between steering is great. I think you'll see there are probably some teams that the steering person never ever hardly. They just kind of just drag their paddle and steer all the time.
And the small pokes are definitely things.
Yeah. Did you look around?